Okay guys, so in front of us is an old set of pillars, a driveway, and I'm here in the car with Eddie.
It should be going into Clooney House, which is in there, and a beautiful ruin it is. But the man who was selling his horse that morning going to Spencil Hill Fair, which is just a mile up the road, he was passing by here when out that gateway came a little man and asked him, how much do you want for the horse? And he thought maybe £8 if I'm lucky. Your man said, you're giving him away. I know somebody who'll give you £40 for the horse. Your man said, show me him. He said, follow me. And they went in there and up along the driveway until they came to, no, not what he expected, a big house, but a tunnel. And, you know, he was a bit hesitant, but the little man said, £40, remember your £40, and he led the horse into the tunnel. And once he was in the tunnel, of course, he couldn't come out of it. He had to keep going until they came to this crossroads in the tunnel. Went left until they came into a courtyard. And just opposite them, there was 3 stables. There was a green door, a red door, a green door. And the little man said to him, take in your horse into the middle stable there. Take off the bridle, take off the reins, take off the saddle, hang him up on the hooks inside, and come back. And I'll show you who'll give you the money for the horse. And he did that, and they went back to the crossroads in the tunnel, turned left again, and on down that way until they came to this big house. Were led in. There was a feast going on inside. He was welcomed inside and asked what would he have to he was paid for the horse first in gold. And then he was asked, would he have something to eat? There were servants there handing around the food, and of course the smell of the food, you know, beautiful, and he hadn't eaten that morning coming to the fair. And of course, he said he would. Why not be nice when they had been nice to him after paying him £40, you know, God, 2 years' wages. But so one of the servants that was going around with the food, she was just about to put the food down on the plate in front of him, and she whispered in his ear, whatever else, don't eat any of this food or you'll never leave this place. And of course he thought that was very strange. But he looked around him, and everybody else seemed to be enjoying themselves. But anyway, he was said by her, there was something in her voice that was very urgent. And when the man on top of the table looked over and saw that he wasn't eating, he said, is there something wrong with the food? No, he said, not really hungry. And the young man got a little bit, I won't say threatening as that, but he said, look, eat the food. Just give it to you, eat it. And he said, nah, I'm all right, I'll have my food when I go home. And then your man got angry and he said, eat that food or else. And your man, he didn't like to be threatened. No, he says, I'm not hungry, that's all. And the minute he refused for the 3rd time, everything inside in that place changed. All the lights quenched. And it was like these ugly creatures would be reaching out to grab him. And he ran for it, of course, in terror for the door. And he just made the door and collapsed. And as he felt himself being lifted up by strong hands. And when he came to himself again, there he was at the crossroads in the tunnel. And there was the girl beside him. And of course he was, never mind that, she said, look, they're behind us. Get in there quick, bring your bridle, bring your reins, but leave the horse, you've been paid for it, and hurry back to me. So he did, grabbed the reins, grabbed the bridle off the hooks on the wall, back to her, and out they made off as fast as they could towards the mouth of the tunnel. And when they came to there, of course, your man was anxious again. Who are you? Why did you help me? And she said, never mind that, not important. He said, look, go, I'll hold them back. But she said, don't look back or you'll never again leave this place. They'll bring you back and you won't leave it. Your man said, but who are you? Why? Look, she said, I'm your great-great-grand-aunt. When I was 16, I strayed into this place by accident. I ate some of their food. I can't leave, but you can. No, go. By God, he ran for it. Ran for it as fast as he could, and he didn't look back. And finally, when he came out these gates and slithered into the middle of the road, you know, it was almost morning. And when he picked himself up, then he felt the weight in his pockets. He put in his hand, and there was the gold, and then he knew it was no dream, because his horse wasn't with him either. He went home anyway, and of course they were all amazed to see so much money for a horse. Couldn't be, never heard of it before. But they tested it. It was real gold. There was no illusion. And he told them the story. And there was the old woman, his grandmother, was still alive at the time, and he questioned her about, you know, what did my great-great-grand-aunt look like. He described the girl who had helped him, and the old grandmother agreed that's what she looked like at the age of 16 years. And she was taken by the fairies. We all knew that, but they never talked about it.
Okay, that's great.